Hi guys, and welcome back or welcome to my channel. Today I thought we could do a 24-hour readathon together. I have some time off, so I figured when better to do a 24-hour readathon than when I'm not at work, because I won't be able to do it when I'm at work. It's 7:19 p.m. as of right now, and I'm thinking at about 8 p.m. I might start a 24-hour readathon, so it should run from 8 p.m. today to 8 p.m. tomorrow. I am going to attempt to stay up for 24 hours, but I'm not entirely sure if that's going to work because I have been awake since 6:20 this morning. So we'll see how well that goes. I'm going to choose a couple of books and make a TBR, and then we're going to see what's going on. I've chosen 5 books and I'm going to go through and talk about each one a little bit and why I chose it. So my current read is The Hunger Games. This is actually, I'm reading it for another vlog project. I'm going to be reading all of The Hunger Games in honour of Sunrise on the Reaping coming out. So it's going to be all 5 books in a vlog. I'm going to be rereading the original first 3 and then reading Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes and reading Sunrise on the Reaping for the first time. So I figured I'm about halfway through this book already, so I thought I could make a good dent in it during a 24-hour readathon, but I won't talk about this one too much because I've already got a video dedicated to it, and also everyone knows about The Hunger Games. If you don't know about The Hunger Games, where have you been? The next book is Carmilla by Sheridan Le Fanu, I think. Don't trust me on that pronunciation. It's probably terrible, but we're going to move and we're going to keep it anyways. This is the original vampire story that predates Dracula, and I believe as well it is sapphic, or at least has sapphic undertones, so that should be really interesting. I figured I should also choose some graphic novels and or manga for this series, so I've put on a manhwa, which is a Korean version of manga. I've put on Solo Leveling Volume 4 for when my eyes get a bit tired and I want something a bit more visually pleasing to look at, that kind of thing. But yeah, so I've chosen Solo Leveling. It's set in an alternate world where dungeons can sprout up out of nowhere, and it's like a portal to another dimension of sorts, and people have reawakened into something called hunters, and they are people that can kill the magical beasts that reside within these dungeons. This follows Jinwoo, who is the weakest hunter of all mankind, and we follow his story of trying to become stronger as he fights these magical beasts. The next book I've chosen is My Love Mix-Up Volume 1. This is another manga, and it is actually a boy love manga. It's a very cute little rom-com about a bit of a misunderstanding that happens where one boy ends up covering for a girl and pretending he has a crush on another boy, and then they sort of end up dating as a result of that, and then it's maybe their feelings actually become real, and it's quite a cute little rom-com. It's very sweet. There's only 9 volumes. I have read this before, so this will be a reread, but my aim is to try and read all 9 volumes this year and complete this series. The last book I have chosen is Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher. This is a story that follows Toadling, which I believe she's a fairy, and for some reason she has locked a woman in a tower, a baby in a tower, and the baby's now grown up, I believe, and for some reason she does not want her to escape. I haven't heard that much about it. I know that there's toadling and I know that there's a knight in this, and that's pretty much all I know. I kind of want to go into it not knowing too much, to be honest. It's only short, it's like 120 pages, so I figured that'd be another good one to do in a 24-hour because it's short, and so hopefully I can get through quite a few books during this 24-hour readathon. I think the first book I'm going to read is The Hunger Games because I am halfway through and I'm really enjoying it. So come along with me as we do our 24-hour readathon. It has just turned 8 p.m. I have made myself a coffee, probably the first of many, if I'm going to be staying up for 24 hours. And I figured, let's get started. I'm going to read The Hunger Games first. It has currently just turned 9 p.m. and I am already sleepy. This is not looking good. I made my first coffee and I've drank it, but somehow I feel more sleepy than I did before I drank the coffee, which is really weird. I have been reading The Hunger Games. I'm currently on chapter 14. I bloody love The Hunger Games. But yeah, it's been about an hour. It's currently about 9 p.m. It's not looking good. I don't know what to do. I'm tired already. I have taken my makeup off and got myself cozy in pajamas and put my hair up, so ignore my state. Ignore the state I'm in. But this is going to be a cozy evening, so I may as well be comfortable if I'm going to be reading. It's currently 11:41. I am 234 pages into The Hunger Games. We have just met Rue. Love Rue, my little baby. She's so cute. We haven't just met her, but like she's just become more of a major character. They're forming an alliance, which is so cute. I love it so much. But I am really tired. But I'm still awake, so I'm still going. However, I haven't read that much in the past few hours because I've eaten dinner and then I was like talking with my family. I was like yapping with my mom and brother, so I haven't actually read that much, so it's not off to the best start. But they're gonna end up going to bed and I'm gonna still be awake, so then I'm gonna get all the reading done, so it's gonna be fine. But yeah, that's my current update. Is I'm at where Katniss and Rue are like forming an alliance for the first time, and I'm loving it. I love this series. It is now about 4 a.m. and I've read some more of The Hunger Games, but I haven't finished it yet. And I've watched some YouTube and I might have dozed off. I'm not entirely sure if I dozed off or not. I genuinely can't tell. So I was like sitting in bed. As you can see, I was like sitting in bed. I was like sitting in bed reading. And I just feel like more time has passed than I've got reading done. So that's a bit weird. I look like I've got sleepy eyes. And I don't know if that's because I dozed off or because I'm tired. Because I'm still tired. I don't really know what's going on. I feel a bit frazzled. But I have this much left, which is pretty chill. I can definitely finish this. And then I might do an audiobook. I've got BookBeat, and that has both Thornhedge and Carmilla as an audiobook, so I might do that next. And like just have the story told to me instead of doing it with my own eyes. That might be a bit nice. But yeah, I'll also try not to stop getting distracted and actually do reading, because that is the whole point of this 24 hours. It is currently about 8:30 a.m, so there's about 11.5 hours left of my 24-hour readathon, and I've finished The Hunger Games. This was a reread, so obviously I knew I already enjoyed this book, but I was worried that it might not live up to my hype from like when I was younger. When I first read it, I loved the series, so I was worried that it might not live up to my hype and I might not enjoy it as much in a reread. Especially because I'm so much older now. But this book stands the test of time. This book is amazing. This book is really, really good. I just love everything about it. I feel like I don't need to tell you what The Hunger Games is about, because if you don't know what it is about, where have you been? But it follows Katniss Everdeen, who lives in a society where the capital is in charge of everyone, and there's 12 districts that come under the capital, and because of an uprising that happened years prior, every year each district has to submit a male and female tribute, which from the ages of 12 to 18, to fight in a death match, essentially like a battle royale to the death, in order to atone for their uprising in the past. And this follows Katniss Everdeen and her journey through this trial, and it's so iconic. She's an icon, she's a legend, she is the moment, she is my fave. She stands the test of time, and she's absolutely amazing. This was a really good book. If you want to hear my full thoughts with spoilers, I am filming a Hunger Games reading vlog, so look out for that. I think the next book I'm going to pick up for this 24-hour readathon is Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher. This is a really short book. It's only like 120 pages. I feel like I can get it read really quickly. I'm intrigued by the sort of dark fairy tale aspects of it. I love a good tale about fairies as well, and that's what I believe what takes part in this. I actually don't know too much about it, so I might update you later with a synopsis when I've actually read some of the book, or I might just read this all in one go and then let you know my thoughts at the end and give you a synopsis then. It is now 11:42 a.m. and I've made myself another coffee, and I have just finished Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher. I feel like I forgot to mention, but my rating for The Hunger Games was 5 stars. I feel like that was obvious by the way I was talking about it, but I don't think I said it, so my rating was 5 stars. I finished Thornhedge, and this is an interesting one. I kind of struggled with my thoughts on this one because I felt like it was giving me a lot of nothing to begin with, but then I did end up becoming quite intrigued by the end of it. This is a Sleeping Beauty retelling of sorts about a young maiden cursed to sleep by Toadling. Toadling was a human baby who was taken away to the land of fairy and raised by fairies. She's given a task to bestow a blessing upon a newborn child, but something goes wrong and things may not be as they seem. I feel like I'm not going to tell you any much more about this because I think if you want to read it, it's best to go in blind. I went in completely blind, to be honest. Besides knowing there's a princess trapped in a tower, this isn't her story. That's what it says on the front. That's the only thing I knew when going in. Something about toadling is what I knew. So I went in relatively blind, and I feel like that's a better way to consume this story. So I'm not going to tell you any more about it, but I will tell you that I ended up rating this 3.5 stars. It didn't blow me away, but it was like an interesting enough novella, and it was only 120 pages, so I don't feel like it had enough time to get me invested enough to blow me away for me to give it a higher rating. But I did end up enjoying it, though I was a bit confused at first and I struggled to collate my thoughts on this, to be honest. I ended up listening to this on audiobook whilst reading along at the same time, and I found that quite interesting. I quite enjoyed that immersive reading experience, so I would recommend. The next book I think I might pick up is Carmilla. I'm trying to keep the genres different. I've read a YA dystopian, I've read a fantasy novella, and now I'm thinking of reading a horror book to try and keep it fresh. I think I might listen to this one on audio as well as follow along in the book as well, because I can get the audiobook for free on Spotify, so I might do that. I don't know if I'll end up finishing the full thing or if I'll give you any updates in the middle, but I'll let you know. So I'll see you for my next update. Well, it's about 2:30 p.m. and I have finished Carmilla, and this is a tricky one. I really didn't know what to rate this. Again, Thornhedge was a bit of a tricky one, and now this one's a bit of a tricky one. I ended up going with a 2.5 stars because it wasn't quite what I was expecting. I did like the gothic sort of vibes, but I was told this was sapphic, and while like there was some kissing and stuff, I didn't really see much romance. It just felt like immediate infatuation with no real substance, and that was a bit disappointing. It was just a very short book, and yet at times it still bored me, which I think was not good considering it's only like 156 pages. So I don't think it's the best book ever, which is a shame. I think maybe I'm just not a classics girly. I kind of knew this already. I'm just not that into classics, and I'm not sort of into books where I have to sort of decode the writing. Not that it was too bad in this, but it was definitely like very old-timey, and I definitely had to use my brain a bit for this one. I've been awake since 6:20 a.m. yesterday, so I don't know if I'm ready to use my brain. I don't know if my brain is still with us. But yeah. I think the next book I'm going to pick up is volume 1 of My Love Mix-Up. I think I'm just going to go for like a fun little rom-com, and that should be easy to read. I may read more than one volume of this. I haven't decided. I'll read the first one and see what mood I'm in, and then see if that means I'll read more than one, and we'll go from there. Good evening, guys. It is now 8 p.m, which does conclude my 24-hour readathon, and these are all the books that I managed to get to during that time. I finished reading The Hunger Games. I read Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher. I read Carmilla by Sheridan Le Fanu. And lastly, I read 2 volumes of My Love Mix-Up, volumes 1 and volumes 2. Thank you so much for coming with me on this 24-hour readathon. I am very tired now, so I'm probably going to go and take a nap or a sleep or something. Though I'm actually not feeling too bad, so I might stay awake a bit longer and try and go to sleep at a regular time so that I don't mess up my sleep schedule too much. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for coming with me. If you liked it, do give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want more content from me. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Bye.